Hi guys, Ronda Winstead here with you. Good afternoon, or morning, or evening, or super late at night. Whenever you're watching this video, I want to wish you well. I'm happy that you've joined me. And for those of you that are new to my channel, I hope you'll enjoy it here with us. We have amazing people. I'm not speaking of me, I'm speaking of you guys, my subscribers. You are amazing. So I hope you're doing well. Okay. So this is my 5th video of November play. And let me bring up the list. And let's just move that back a little bit so you can see the whole thing. I bit the bullet and actually decided I would use this. So if you want to take a screenshot here, go right ahead. Today I have decided that I'm going to use sewing. So I am going to mark that one. And that is what we're going to work on. I will put the link to my first video in the November play, which explains everything, but just to go over that real quickly, I came up with a list of prompts. I didn't want to do it as a daily thing. I know how busy we all are, and I wanted it to be just a fun, just playing, just taking just what it says, November play. The holidays can be so stressful, and it's just nice to be able to maybe work on something that just is a no-brainer that you just really enjoy. And so I put together some words and in collaboration with some others, and this is what I came up with. And I also came up with a list of possible ideas for you to use. Obviously, you can use other things as well, but this is just to kind of get you going, just to give you some ideas of some things that you can do here. 3 other ladies are joining me in this collaboration, and they are Gail Agostinelli, also Susie Murphy McGuire, and Jean Peter Artist. So all of their information will be listed below for you to go and check out their channels. And if you haven't already, to subscribe. So, and you can go to the details. This is just something for you to join if you want to. I mean, or you can just enjoy, sit and watch and chill, you know, with a cup of cocoa or something like that. Okay, so I came up with a couple of different things that I could do with this, with the sewing, and I brought over my sewing machine. I had to clean my whole desk area off to accommodate it because it's not the easiest thing to do. But because the prompt was sewing, I actually did want to sew something on camera so that those of you that want to do that can follow along. What I have done so far is I've taken a paper-pieced block. I made these years ago, Christmas trees, and I pulled off the paper. Paper-pieced means you sew it on paper. Surprise, right? Even before I was doing videos, I was sewing on paper a lot. So I took one of these and I took off the backing. I took the paper off. It comes off very easily, as you can see, because you stitch with a very small stitch, which perforates the paper beautifully and makes it possible for you to take it off rather easily. And then I pulled some fabrics, and I'm not going to give you sizes because it wouldn't make any difference to you. If you have an image that you want to use to highlight, I'm still deciding, you guys. The two things that I was trying to decide about, one was to make a fabric journal cover, and the other was to make a fabric flip with papers in your journal. So that's what we're, I think we may go ahead and go with eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tigger. Oh, if he hollers, let him go. I don't know. Let's go with a journal cover. It's going to take more time, and I'll have to do it in in parts, but let's do that. So this is going to be basically eclectic, kind of traditional eclectic. Let's pull out some fabrics from my tub. Oh my goodness. I've got one or two fabrics, you guys. It's all good. Oh my goodness, you guys. This is crazy stuff. Let's see. What I need to do is really have a session where I just dig through my fabrics and organize them so that they're not all helter-skelter all over the place. It's difficult sometimes when you just kind of have it laid out there to really see what you've really got. All right, let's pull. This would go really well with this, wouldn't it? You've got the gold and you've got the gold. And this almost looks like gold. I think it's little chicken tracks. Are those cute? And then we've got these. Oh, those are cute. Oh, those are cute. Oh, now wouldn't that be a fun journal cover? Oh, that would be nice. Okay, so I think I'm leaning towards kind of reddish and gold, and I might be able to use this one. I could, no, that'll be for another project. Another project. Okay, so what I want to do here, as you can see, and I'll show you this, just I don't know, just for fun. Just for fun, we'll show you this. I don't want to get too crazy. There's matchy, too matchy, and then there's scream because your eyeballs don't know where to look because you've got this going on and that going on, and I don't want that either. So I call, I do kind of a random scrappy, but the random is really more of a controlled scrappy, which means I try to get somewhere in the same color tones perhaps, but not completely the same, but something with a little different, that you can sort of mix up a little bit. Oh, and look at this. I pulled out, isn't that a cute block? Let's see. That's really cute. Please feed the birds. That could go with a tree, with this. Okay. So, can you guys believe it's the 11th of November? It's the day that I'm recording this. Now, I don't know that you're going to watch it. Probably I won't be I won't have it done and produced that quickly for you to see it today. But I'm just blown away. It'll even be, it'll be the 12th or the 13th or something. It'll be even closer than when I'm doing this video. It's just difficult for me to wrap my head around how quickly time is passing. And so I'm just trying to sort of catch up and not get plowed under. Oh, I have to tell you, though, that I have been really excited for the holidays this year. And if you're not ready for the holidays, please forgive me. I don't mean to be making it stressful for you. And actually, my husband and I, we disagree. We agree on so many things, but we disagree on this, that I've shared this with you in another video. I know that some people really do not like to start talking about Christmas and celebrating Christmas until Thanksgiving is over with. And I don't agree with that. I mean, I don't put my decorations up immediately, and I generally don't start shopping immediately either. There have been years when I've been making things, and I do shop early. The sales and that kind of thing, and then put things away. But I'm not like decorating or necessarily talking a lot about it. But I just got to remove some of these. We'll just maybe pull them in as we can. But what we disagree on, and I respect his opinion, I just don't agree. And that is that he just really thinks that you shouldn't be talking about, and celebrating and that kind of thing. And before Thanksgiving, and this is for those of you, I recognize not all of you are in the U.S., and I'm grateful for, for you and for your support. But for those of us that are in the U.S., it can get to be kind of a big thing. People not wanting to, promote the holiday too early. And those of us that are like, yay! And I have to admit that there have been years when I've not been very excited about it. And especially with the Hallmark movies. Can I just say, you know what? I honestly don't know which is the right side and the wrong side. This looks very cool. But I also think this is very cool. And the texture. So I think I'll use it that way. So what I'm doing here, just get something that you like, and I'm just going to start stitching, and we'll just see where this kind of goes, see where this ends up. At some point, I'm going to get some warm and natural is what I like to use, or warm and white, or a similar type batting. Okay, hang in there. I'm going to readjust my camera to try to bring that in focus. Oops. Oops. All right, where am I? Okay, I apologize, you guys. Okay, let's see if that will work. So, you will want some scraps or whatever fabric that you want to use. I am stitching mine with a 2.5 stitch on this machine, going about 1/4 of an inch in. I'm going to stitch now, so if that noise is bothersome, go ahead and mute this for just a little bit. Okay, so let's trim this, and we will just kind of see what we can do. So a journal cover, you can have it any size you want, obviously. Now what I'm doing, okay, let's move this again. Hang in there. Okay, so what I'm doing, stitching that, and then I'm finger pressing this. I also have a stylus. Let me see if I can find it. Actually, I'm not thinking of a stylus. I'm thinking of my presser. Just tool like this. Right hands and left hands can use it, and that just kind of presses that down. So now what I want to do, eventually I want my journal to be about 9 by 13-ish, I'm thinking. Let's see, 13 folded in half would be 6.5. Normal pages are 5.5, is that right? Anyway, ish, we can trim off, but if we make it too small, then, well, and you can probably add lace to it as well. So now what I'm going to do is just kind of continue on. This is where a lot of your quilting rulers, and if you're not a quilter and you're not a sewer, you know, then this is just kind of a fun thing just to watch, you know, just the process and see what people do. I need to put in a new rotary blade because this one is getting dull. And then we create more scraps as we go along. And I'm going to go ahead and trim this off. I'm keeping it in line, using my ruler as a guide, and just trimming it up so that it's straight. And this will go in my scrap bin. Okay, so if I wanted, let's see, let me measure this. If I wanted, that could be just about the right, you know, width. I'm not going to cut that off yet because I haven't honestly decided, do I really want to cut it off, or do I want to have it so that it can fold, you know, as a journal cover. Only, of course, I would have it be more, I'd like this to be a little more centered. And I may or may not keep those on it. But let's go ahead and see what other little fabrics I was looking at here. This one looked super fun. But to do that one, I need to put a strip of something down here first. Does it make sense why? Because I don't have anything to sew to this, and I don't want to cut this off. I'll miss my little birdie, my cardinal. So I'm going to find a strip to put on here, and then we'll take a look, and I may trim the strip as we go. I know I don't do much of this, but I've been telling myself, you know, Rhonda, you just need to, you love quilting. Don't quit completely. Just because you love journal making and the paper and that kind of thing combining with the mixed media a little bit more right now doesn't mean that you can't still go and do some of those things that you have loved for a long time. So I was trimming off the selvage there, and I'm going to trim down line this up so it's just about the same. I'll cut that a little bit wider than what I'm going to need. Then I'm going to put right sides together, and I'll put a few pins in here to hold it down while I stitch. Now if you have your iron pretty handy, then you can press these down as you go. Until I do that, I just use the little, my little wooden press, and that does pretty well. It does a pretty good job. All right, so now I'm going to turn it again. Sorry for the craziness. And let's see if we can get you closer a little bit as I'm sewing here. See if that helps. So back to hubby and I, our kind of disagreement. My theory is, with the holidays, I'm always grateful. I'm always grateful for my Savior, Jesus Christ, who died for my sins, and I mean, that's what I believe, and I don't try to push that on people, but that's me. And so for me, Thanksgiving, we say Thanksgiving is all about being grateful, right? And celebrating the things that we're grateful for and thinking about that. Well, I don't understand how being thankful can't be tied into the gratitude. It doesn't make any sense to me that I can't celebrate the birth of our Savior, that it's like too soon. That, why do I have to slot it only after? Why can't I? We're moving this again, hang on. And let's take that so we can see better. Why do I have to only have it at a certain time? Can't I, in my celebrating Christmas, can't I also take time out and as part of the holiday of being grateful, having the food and company and all of that? Can't that work? Anyway, he's like, no, I just disagree. It needs to, the gratitude, that just needs to come first. And so I was asking, well, can you give me why? Can you give me examples of why you feel that way? And he's like, no, it's just the way I feel. So, I mean, I respect that, but I'm still working on Christmas stuff. And he's fine with that too. It's like, I don't know. Sometimes you just do what you feel to do. And there are, okay, moving it again. I keep forgetting to move this over. This is crazy, you guys. This is why I really don't do this very much. But you are important, and I want you to see. And hopefully you'll forgive my kind of casual sloppiness here. Because I don't do this all the time anymore. I'm rusty. I'm a bit rusty. So now if I had my piece of batting, my Wonder Under, then, and I were doing this to that, then I would call it, okay, moving again. Try not to get dizzy. Okay. So, see that made it so that we could add this little piece too. And I'm just going to kind of, I didn't completely do, like log cabin style would be you stitch on one side, then you stitch on another side and another, and you kind of go around like this. This is just sort of random, but it's like controlled random. So now I may want to put something that's kind of greenish that these would look nice with. And so let's see, bring in some of my other fabrics. Ooh, isn't that pretty? Do I want that on the back like that? I don't know, what do you think? Is that too weird? Might be too weird. Let's fold this in half-ish. Okay, so now what that's doing is that's basically taking our little journal cover to the fold to be right here. And that's 7 inches. 7 would be 14. So I'm going to have to cut off, if I'm doing this, that's probably going to get cut off to about right there. You know, what I'm going to do is stitch closer. I want to pull up some of this space. Now look at what I've got going here. See this little bit of this is about 1/8 of an inch between this piece and where this comes together, where you see the little corner with the cream fabric. So I'm going to go ahead and stitch another 1/8 of an inch or so to try to take up a little bit of fabric. That'll take up about 1/4 of an inch. So I want to take up to where it looks like this. And then when I put my piece on here or turn it under, whatever I do, then it will look a little bit better. So I hope that made sense for you. Let's turn it again. Okay. And let's bring it in a little bit. We'll continue to move that. That's the best I can do as far as for you to be able to see clearly what I'm doing. Okay. So I haven't been saying this, but I'm going to stitch now. So if you want to turn your sound down, this is the time to do that. And I'm going a little bit slower here. All right. And I am using brown, my variegated brown that I do my pages on Etsy that I sell. Okay, what did that say? All right. So you can, you can kind of fix things when you have a little oops or a little, as you're going along and you're like, well, I think I'd really like this or like that. See how nice that is? Now, if I were really anal, which I am sometimes about this kind of stuff, see, I'd want to do that. But then I'd have to unpick this and I'm not going to do that. So now let's fold this again and see where we're at. That should have given us about 1/4 of an inch. So if we measure that now, okay, and it did. So if I fold that in, then the 6.5 will be perfect. That will be a perfect size, and I still get my words on there. All right, you guys, in my effort to try to have shorter videos, I'm going to call this good for this one. Again, this is sewing, and I'm going to continue on, and I will show you just what I've been working on. I'm going to continue sewing to get my top. And then in the next video on this, I will show you, how I put it together. All right. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your love and support. And I didn't get to tell you this, and I did want to share this with you. I've just been super excited this year for the holidays, and that is because of my cancer. That after, I've been very, very, very blessed. I cannot complain about anything that's happened along the way. Well, I could, but that would be so wrong. But because for a while there, I thought I was definitely not going to be on this earth very long. And now I might be, I maybe not, but I have the hope that I will be. And so it just makes me excited about the holidays and just all those traditional things that, maybe we take for granted sometimes. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you, that I'm just so thankful. I love you guys. You're really important to me. And I hope that this has been fun, maybe a little inspirational, and for you to get started on some fun things. Play. This is November Play, guys. Let's play. All right. Until next video, have a fabulous day. Bye-bye now.